So the Raiders just lost in Vegas for the home opener, putting us at 1-2 for the record on the season. Steelers go 2-1. We lose 18-23. I'm starting to feel literal pain in my heart. I mean, I've been dealing with this the last 18, 20 years. 20 years, pretty much. 2003. It's been everything in the kitchen sink, what you can throw at the Raiders organization. But with this performance tonight, solidifies for me what's to be expected for the remainder of the 2023 season. I mean, this is just getting fucking pathetic. Like, this is disgusting. I feel literal pain in my fucking heart right now. Yep. I have been through hell and back with this franchise. And I'm guessing you have too. From tonight's performance and last week's performance, we have clearly seen the Raiders collapse again, not even mid-season. In the beginning of the season, we beat a team that gets blown out by the Dolphins today, 20-70 by 1 point. I had no idea. We all didn't know if the Broncos were going to be a good team or not. Clearly, they're like the worst team in the NFL. We beat them by 1 point. We go up against a true competitive Super Bowl contending team, the Bills. We get absolutely destroyed last week. Go up against mediocre team that really put up 30 points in the last 2 years twice. They have one of the worst offenses in the league, and they beat us 23-18 in our home. This season is truly over. And let's go ahead and get into why I can explain that assumption. So before we get into how bad the offense and the defense play today, speaking about in our home, we actually really don't have a home. Ever since the Raiders left Oakland and they went to Vegas, I knew that this was going to happen. Vegas is a destination. Spotlight, bid likes, everything from entertainment-wise, everyone's going to want to go. And that's exactly what's been happening ever since we've been able to let other teams into our freaking stadium. We are getting outnumbered every single time. Every single time there's a penalty against us. Every single time the team gets a sack. Every single time the team gets an interception on us, the crowd loses it. It gets way louder than if the Raiders do anything good. It's completely embarrassing. To be honest with you, it's one of the most disgusting things about liking the Raiders organization is how many people actually take our stadium. It absolutely drives me crazy. We really have no home field advantage. It's complete away at all times. Sure, the players don't get to travel, but as opposed of loudness, as opposed of the fan interaction, we really don't have that anymore, and it really fucking sucks. Let's go ahead and kick it off with defense, shall we? Marcus Epps, safety we got from Philly last year. I heard he usually gets burned. That's exactly what happened today. Showed up in true form, gets burned down the field, gives up a fat touchdown. I think it was in the first half right off the bat. Marcus Peters, getting burned continuously every single game, missing tackles every single game, and drops an open interception. Guy's fucking garbage. Grabbing a check right at the late stage of being a veteran and getting out of here. That's all that's happening. Max Crosby, only person that pressures the quarterback. I mean, Tyree Wilson, he's invisible. Even the commentator said, hey, with Chandler Jones, the veteran, be stepping out, Tyree Wilson, they drafted him at a high draft pick, and he's supposed to be really stepping it up. As you see here, and they showed a whole play, he's getting burned. He's getting pushed back. He has no pressure whatsoever. Tyree Wilson's been a fucking joke so far. Bennett, the other corner that we have, that's a rookie, pass interference, giving up big plays and getting burned. Nate Hobbs actually showed up today, had a pretty decent game, and then this is the biggest issue out of the whole defensive line. Everything that's going on with our complete defense, we literally cannot stop the run, and we cannot get to the quarterback in time. These guys have at least a good 15 seconds before there's any pressure going on. That's why these offenses are picking the defense apart. It's literal trash, and we cannot do anything to stop these offenses. If we cannot get to the quarterback and we cannot stop the run all game, it doesn't matter how we do or how we play on offense. Our defense will give up the game every single time we play any single opponent. And that's what's been going on the last 4 to 5 years. And it's just getting absolutely old to me. I can't understand how we can't fix this problem. Our defensive play calling is absolute trash. That's another reason why we lost this game. Is coaching is absolute fucking ass. And I cannot believe how bad the pass rush and the run stopping is on this fucking atrocious defense. Let's get into a quick offense recap right here. The one player that gets the shit player of the game is going to go to Jimmy Garoppolo. What do you know? So in this offseason, when Jimmy Garoppolo was actually announced and it actually happened, it was a nightmare for me. I actually didn't know how to accept it. I saw everybody in the comment section after the video reaction I put out of Jimmy Garoppolo joining the Raiders. A lot of people agreed with me, but there was also a lot of other people who were like, hey, maybe it's a Jim Plunkett situation. Maybe he's going to go into the Raiders and really ball out. I tried to be optimistic. That's the one thing that you have to try to do, is be optimistic with the moves that the organization is making, because you have no fucking control over who we're going to be putting as our quarterback or anything on this damn team. But Jimmy Garoppolo comes over, and Jimmy was Jimmy. This is exactly what I was saying when he was with the 49ers. Throws a lot of interceptions. What did he do today? He was very inaccurate. Let's go ahead and put aside the 3 interceptions that he actually made today. He was very inaccurate today. And you want to know why he was very inaccurate today? The line could not protect him today. Our offensive line, that's another thing of the offense. We couldn't even protect Jimmy. So even if the guy really wanted to, he had some time to make some throws here and there. But like I said, when Jimmy gets rattled, couple sacks, which I think we gave up like 3 or 4 sacks on him today. There you go. You get 3 interceptions. Carelessly throws the ball. He inaccurate. Even when he was having time in the pocket today, he was throwing horrible passes to Davante Adams, who had to just bend over backwards to be able to catch a ball from this guy that was 5 yards in front of him. Another player that hasn't been able to show up this year, Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, again, didn't even average, maybe 2 yards a carry. This guy cannot find the holes. This guy is falling down. This guy looks confused. And yes, like if you really break down the tape from last week, our offensive line really didn't do a good job at trying to get those open holes for him on the line. But let's face it, guys, at the end of the day, it's a two-way street. Josh Jacobs does not look in any sort of form that he was last year. And what do you know? He held out the whole offseason to get fucking paid. But I'll tell you this much. I'm really happy that the Raiders didn't lock him into a 5-year deal, 6-year deal, and give him a fat bag. We only have him on a 1-year extension. And with me, with the way he's showing up and the way things are going, I really don't give a shit if Josh Jacobs is on this team next year. So let's go ahead and recap the video. The last thing I'm going to touch on is coaching. Josh McDaniels is on the hot seat, guys. Let's face it. The defensive coordinator, he's on the hot seat. Let's face it. Offensive coordinator, I really don't know. We don't have an elite quarterback, so it's kind of hard to tell. And especially with our defense, we can't stop any offense that we've nearly played already this year. Our offensive play calling has been whatever, little dinks here and there. I know it's mainly Josh McDaniel based. It didn't work last year, and it's again not working this year. And let's go ahead and face it right here, guys. Right at the end of the game, we get lucky with this weird ass roughing the passer call. We shouldn't even have got that. And then again, we were gonna punt. We were gonna do a field goal. We get up and being able to potentially get the lead and score a touchdown. We get stopped at the 7-yard line. I think we had about 3 or 4 yards to go. Again, doesn't go for it, puts the pressure back on our defense that already has been caving all game. We don't even have a defense. And there we go. We kick a field goal. They're go ahead and just convert on us, and we don't get the ball back until about 12 seconds left with the game. They should have went for that. On that position, if we don't have a fucking defense, you go for the ball. You go for the win. I don't understand why we kicked a field goal there. That falls back on Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels is really getting exposed. He needs to be fired. I'm tired of Josh McDaniels. Last season was an absolute disaster. This season, it's already collapsing on game 3. I'm over it. I'm over the Ziegler McDaniel thing, and I'm not even mad at them really. I'm over Mark Davis. Mark Davis getting Mike Tyson, Lil Wayne, Carrie Underwood, all this bullshit the fame, the lights. Our team has gotten more money. We're worth over billions of dollars. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters if you don't win. The city of Vegas doesn't give a fuck about the Raiders. And that's the sad part about the thing. This franchise is so lost. It doesn't have an identity anymore. And it's really tripping me out. We can't win games, and our net worth value is going up, and these casinos are buying everything out and selling it to the away team. Is this a joke? Is this what the Raiders' mystique and the future is supposed to be? A fucking monopoly joke? Get that garbage out of here. We need to start winning. Either you fire McDaniels. If Mark's going to keep the team, you got to fire McDaniels and you got to start all over again, because I really don't think he's the real deal whatsoever. And the best thing that can happen is Mark sells the team. I am so sick and tired of Mark Davis. It's ridiculous. Anyways, guys, I'll see you on the next video. We go into SoFi next week and play the Chargers that are coming off a win against the Vikings. Either way, it's not looking good, guys, especially our defense. It's really, really, really bad. And like I said, Jimmy Garoppolo throws a lot of interceptions. Turnovers is what we cannot afford, especially with no defense. I'm at a loss for words, guys. Season 23, kind of, overestimated with that first game against Denver. But, man, we got really exposed the last 2 weeks. And it's really tough, guys. Really confused. Let me know, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think should happen. Either way, I'll see you guys next week for a recap. See you later.